Last year, I tried to become self sufficient, and it burned me out so much that I almost gave up gardening completely. So this year, I'm starting over. This is my garden diary. Just me trying to find my way back to something that used to feel simple. Hi, I'm Rika. I live in a small German village, and I'm trying to build a quieter life that actually fits me. A few years ago, I planted my first seed. No research, no grand plan, no vision. I just wanted to see what would happen. And it worked. I grew a paprika on my balcony. A little moment of joy. That's where it started. Back then, I was living in the city. I only had a small balcony, but every year it grew a little more. More pots, more boxes, until there wasn't even space for a chair anymore. Then I moved to the countryside, and suddenly there was so much space. So I built beds, compost bins, trellises. What started as a small experiment turned into something bigger. At some point, it stopped being simple. I wasn't just gardening anymore. I was trying to grow a whole year's supply of food. Every year, I added more. More beds, more plants, and more expectations. And well, last year, it became too much. I stopped coming out here. I stopped harvesting, stopped taking care of things. Some days, I didn't even want to look at the garden. I turned something that brought me joy into something that just felt heavy. So I stayed away for a while. Through the winter, I had time to think. And I kept coming back to the same thought. I don't actually want a perfect garden. I just want to enjoy being here again. So this year, I'm doing it differently. Not bigger, not better, just honest. Last year, some plants basically grew on their own, and others needed constant attention and still didn't work out. So this year, I'm choosing the easy ones. No big goals, no pressure to make it work, just showing up and seeing what grows. You can follow along if you want. Before I can plant new seeds this year, I have to clean up the garden beds. take out the old plants from last year, loosen up the earth a little bit, and put in some fertilizer. I still have a few finished bokashi buckets standing around in the cellar. Now is the perfect time to use them to fertilize the garden beds. I also put in some charcoal to help with water and nutrient retention. I try to avoid chemical fertilizers and instead use the principles of permaculture to keep the soil healthy. Of course, I'm not perfect and still have a lot to learn, but I try my best. Usually, when I'm out in the garden, I listen to a permaculture podcast. That way, my mind and my hands are occupied. I noticed it has a meditative effect on me. It makes the garden work way more enjoyable. Today, I only finished half of what I intended to accomplish. I wanted to put some new compost on top because I didn't do that last year, and now the earth is a little low. The second garden bed also needs some charcoal and bokashi. But I notice that my energy is spent. Last year, I would have pushed through and finished the work on the garden bed. But that always left me slightly annoyed and exhausted. Since I'm trying to make gardening fun again, I will stop for today. I have managed a lot, and that is enough. There's always tomorrow. If you'd like to continue this journey with me, I'd love to see you again. Until next time, take care, move gently, and remember, small steps are more than enough.